Right, we are live. And today we're talking about one of my the music. We got some ghost music happening here. Let me see if that is me. That threw me off a little bit there, but we are live. That is the part of being live that sometimes happens. You don't know what's going to happen. Today we're talking about one of my favorite attractions in the industry, laser tag. And this episode is especially meaningful to me because laser tag is where my journey in attractions really began. And that was back in the late 90s. Before I was CEO of Gatemaster Technology, I was the general manager of a family entertainment center with laser tag. And that's actually where I fell in love with the industry. And it happens to also be where I fell in love with Gatemaster because that is where I first started working with Gatemaster software. Not long after that, I joined Gatemaster, and together we built many of the features that we had in laser tag, which were things like session calendars, opening and closing game sessions. We had laser tag package sales, birthday party workflows, rescheduling games. Like all of this was happening before AI and when people were still writing code. So I'm very proud of that time and what we accomplished back then. But at that time, we were creating some innovations that help operators run more efficiently and creating a better guest experience. And this is why conversations like this feel like I'm coming full circle. And I still have a lot of people from my laser tag days who are part of my life. And in fact, I want to give a quick shout out to Hal, we worked together back at QZAR in Southern California. And even after all these years, we're still friends. He says he's going to watch today, so I figured I'd give him that shout out. But that is what this industry does. It creates lifelong relationships. So today is not just about laser tag. It's about people who make this industry special. And that's exactly what we're talking about today. All right, well, welcome back to Live with Sondra. I'm Sondra Shannon, CEO of Gatemaster Technology. And before we jump in, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Gatemaster. For more than 30 years, Gatemaster has helped attractions simplify operations, improve guest experiences, and grow revenue through technology. One of the things that we've always believed is that technology should never replace a great experience. It should remove friction so operators can spend more time creating unforgettable memories. So whether it's ticketing, birthday parties, memberships, food and beverage, or repeat visitation, our mission has always been about helping attractions operate smarter while delivering better guest experiences. Today's conversation fits perfectly into that mission. And I want to give a quick shout out to all of our podcast listeners joining us from around the world. Thank you for making Live with Sondra part of your day. And if you are watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow our new Live with Sondra YouTube channel. It really helps us continue to bring conversations like this to the attraction industry. So let's talk about today's guest. Today, I'm joined by Mitchell Robertson, Marketing and Sales Manager at Delta Strike International. Mitchell works with operators around the globe, helping transform laser tag from a one-time attraction into a powerful driver of memberships, repeat visitation, and long-term revenue. I actually met Mitchell this year at the IAPA Asia Expo in Hong Kong. And, you know, when you just meet somebody and you're hanging out with them and you're like, yeah, this is my kind of people. Well, Mitchell was definitely my kind of people because we both come from laser tag. Maybe it's because once you spend enough time in this industry, laser tag people just kind of find each other. Either way, I knew pretty quickly that I wanted to continue our conversation, and I'm excited to have him here today. So, Mitchell, welcome to the show.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me. And yeah, I look forward to our conversation about jumping into laser tag.
Yeah, I mean, it's this seriously, this is the first time I've done a show about this. This is one of the things that I love the most about this industry. It's
Yeah.
actually one of the attractions I probably still visit the most
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
secretly.
Yeah.
I've never let
100%.
my kids beat me. And
Yeah,
I give no mercy to any little kid that's in the arena with me.
absolutely not.
Figure they got to
You can
earn it.
never let them do that. So,
Wait, before we get in, can I just tell you something? Did you watch the Deadpool, Wolverine Deadpool?
I have not. So everyone's been telling me to watch it, but I just can't get into DC or Marvel or anything like that.
What?
It's
Okay, well,
yeah.
do I have permission to give a spoiler?
Give me the
Okay.
spoilers. Yeah.
So there's this beginning scene in Deadpool versus Wolverine and
Hmm.
playing like NSYNC's Bye Bye Bye,
Okay.
right? That
Yeah, yeah,
song
yeah.
with Justin Timberlake and all of them. And when I used to run my laser tag facility, it was like in the late 90s when NSYNC was really popular. And I
Hmm.
always played it in the arena. I wasn't supposed
Right.
to
Yeah,
because we
yeah,
weren't licensed to do it, but
yeah.
flip it on and then we'd go play. And we
Yeah.
would play a lot to that song. And so we'd be in there just like beating all the little kids to that song. Well, there's this scene in Deadpool versus Wolverine where he's, you know, annihilating all of the people he's fighting because it's Deadpool to
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
song. And it just always
Oh,
brings
there
me
we
right
go.
back to my laser tag days. I'm like, that was totally what it was like. So you have to
Ideal.
just watch that scene.
Yes. Okay, I'll watch that. I'll watch that after this.
I don't know if you're very competitive laser tag.
Well, that's a different story. I feel like I can't talk about my competitive level on here, but yeah, I go above and beyond for that. So
Well, I gave a shout out to this guy Hal who used to work with
okay,
me at QZAR. He was the only person who could beat me, and probably
okay.
still to this day. I mean, I'm
Well,
probably not as good as I used to be. I don't practice. I mean, when you're running a facility, you're in there every day.
it's like for me when I went to trampoline parks back in the day. Going now, I spend 5 minutes on it. I don't know how I used to do 3 hours, 2 hours on them. It
Yeah,
takes it out of me now.
it does.
So
It does. It's fun. It's fun though. We used to have a lot of fun, and
yeah, yeah.
and yeah, I really enjoy laser tag. So I'm very excited about this conversation.
No, of course, yeah.
But that kind of makes me, now that we got all the memories out of the way, that kind of reminds me or brings me to my first question for you because I know, like, for you, I've been out of the laser tag industry for some time, but for you, you've probably seen this evolution of laser
Mhm.
tag. You guys have been a part of that. And I'm wondering, how has laser tag evolved from being a standalone attraction like it was in my day into becoming a more important part of a family entertainment ecosystem?
Yeah, so I guess the biggest thing for me is I've got to see it through my eyes for the last 22 years. So first time I did laser tag, I was probably 6 or 7 years old. So I got to try out all the OG systems, I guess. And then yeah, moving through time, it's become my job. So it's exciting seeing that movement. But I'd say 20 years ago, it was more based around laser tag being a standalone attraction.
Sure.
So it's the people that there's the reason that people visited venues. It's yeah, it was a different way of business back then, and now it's becoming that much broader ecosystem for entertainment, where family entertainments are putting it in with bowling alleys and go karts, and it's such a multi-use attractions. I usually add it as the fries to the burger. It's you've got your main source, and then it's just a nice thing to do on the side, keeping people in the business, and yeah, then back and forth between arcades and laser tag. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I bet you could beat me then because I did not have the advantage of playing laser tag since I was
That's fair. Yeah.
6 or 7. I mean, I was probably like 16 when I started,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
But I played paintball. prior to that.
Okay. Okay. That's something that I've not done myself. So I've still got to get in and get some bruises. So
Well, I think why I moved to laser tag was because it didn't hurt his, right? Like you still kind
that's
of get
fair.
the
Yeah.
feel of the game. But so going back to our conversation about innovation, but I definitely see the advantage of somebody who's been doing this a long time or visited those attractions and it
Hmm.
was something that you did when you were young. But
Yeah.
I'm curious because you have also had that experience of playing laser tag over time. Where do you think the technology innovations or what technology innovations have had the greatest impact on this experience?
So I think the biggest thing for technology, I mean, like we've seen a vast improvement in the last 3 years, especially with AI and different things that help just push things forward faster. Working on different softwares and different packages, we're able to release a lot of that in a much more time effective manner, I guess. But from when I was playing and not in the business, it was really just hitting all of those sensors. So now that I come in and understand that a little bit more of DMX lighting and how that affects the gameplay, and obviously the sound and having subwoofers and the nightlife aspect for kids, it really hits all of those marks. And I think it's one of those sides which a lot of operators forget about sometimes. They want to go for the targets, they want to go for the big systems, but it's really the simple things which make the biggest impact. And whenever I'm traveling around, whenever I'm visiting customers, it's always the venues that I remember the most that has those small little things, like those little lasers that are going around the room and just different sound effects that you don't usually see in other venues. So I'm glad that I've seen it from both angles, but knowing what I liked as a kid, that's kind of what I'm pushing towards operators now. So
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I mean, the music was always a big part of the experience for
of
me.
course, yeah,
That's why I mentioned like flip it on in sync. I mean, I'm
yeah,
almost
yeah, yeah,
embarrassed to admit that, but I feel like I can do that with you.
definitely.
But there are songs like that I hear like techno songs. What is that one?
Mhm.
It's super famous. I'll probably think of it before the end of the show. But every time I hear that song, it puts me right back in the arena. And the
That's
other
great.
thing is fog, right?
Okay.
Like
Oh, fog
whenever
and
I
haze,
smell
yeah.
fog,
Yep.
it's like it just takes me back to being a kid playing laser tag.
It's yeah, and I mean even the fog industry is wild now. Like I went to my first IAPA in 2023. So I was pretty fresh into the company. The CEO, he just wanted me to immerse myself in the industry, and walking, what is it, 11 miles of show floor. It was definitely an eye opener. But Froggy's Fog in Australia, they've got scented fogs,
Yeah.
and that was next level for me.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that you could do that kind of stuff, but everything in this industry is making that next step and seeing who can make the next jump. So it's
Yeah.
really cool.
Do you know Nathan and Caitlin?
Where are they from?
Froggy's Fog. So they're based out of
Are
Nashville.
they
I'm gonna
okay?
introduce
Yeah.
you at IAPA. They're two of my favorite friends in the
Okay.
industry. We've
Awesome.
had so much
Yeah.
fun together over the years, and I agree. Like that's actually I've had them on the show, but also we're friends, and that's the conversation that we've had is how much like the scent, the sense can
Yeah.
impact memory, and
Hmm.
for me, that's I know that to be true because
Yep.
you know
Yeah.
all those
Definitely.
years in a laser tag arena.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited about this year being like since I moved to the US, getting to I don't know, integrate myself with more of the US companies and not working with their distributors and working with different partners around the world. I kind of get the full overshell of things now. So it's, yeah, always open to meeting new people.
All right, I'm going to introduce you guys because they are a lot of fun. They're one of my fun friends. Well, kind of going back to this discussion of the business of laser tag and looking globally, are there markets or trends that you see developing outside of North America that operators should be paying attention to here?
Yeah, and I think it's one of those things that's a step by step case. So North America, I think, is sitting at a 43% market share for global FECs, and then Europe, I would say, has a lot of fast moving fast moving attractions. They've got all the new attractions and a lot more quick developments happening, I guess. So it's always exciting to see what's happening in Europe, what's happening in the Asian market, which is all the where all the actual developments happening. And then, yeah, seeing what happens in North America, because obviously North America's base is where stuff kind of, it's either a hit or it's a miss. So, but yeah, I'd say the biggest thing for me right now is moving towards the not having an operator with a laser tag. So setting up games that you can walk into and the kids can just put the vests on themselves, obviously dependent on business model, but if they put the vests on themselves, shoot a target, then they get entered into a game for, say, 8 minutes. If you have 15 kids that walk into and it's just one group, then they can walk in and shoot another target. And at that point, they get put into the same game, but the game start is delayed. That's not something that we've released in North America yet, but it's something that we are trialing out because it is that next step of how gameplay can work and how it can be more operator free. I'm not 100% sure about the legalities around that, like the not legalities, but safety concerns in North America, because I know there's a few different ones there than there is in New Zealand and Australia. But no, I think with that side of things, just making it more automated for the owners and the operators of the business, it's that's probably the next biggest changes that I would see come in.
Yeah, for
So,
sure. And I mean, in the old, when we, with Gate Master in the old days, like that was
mhm.
really what we focused on, was like allowing people to schedule their games
Of
ahead of
course, yeah,
time.
yeah,
Because we were really thinking about the operators. Like and a lot of laser tag today, it's just walk up. They don't even schedule it, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Because it
yeah.
is such a big, uh, it's a time sink to schedule it. But there
Mhm.
are advantages to it, I'm sure, as you've probably seen. And then, but we do want to take a lot out of the hands of operators. So, you mentioned something about the kids going in for 8 minutes. The thing that
Yep,
always amazed me is like every kid came out sweaty,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like it's one of those attractions that I think really gets people active,
hmm,
right?
yeah, yeah. And I
And
mean, then like for Australia, they do the leagues, and
yeah,
there's the gym classes that go in because it is just a workout session. So
yeah,
that's the fun Pilates, I guess.
yeah. Oh, no, I love hearing that the leagues are. We tried to have leagues back then, but I just think there wasn't enough of us. Although I
Of
will
course, yeah.
say, like the same kids who I would have the same kids there every weekend.
Hmm. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's
And
always
believe it or not, I dressed like this back then, but I would still go and play, heels and
with the
all.
high heels on as well. Yep, yep.
It was a good time. It was a good time. It's a great attraction.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
speaking of leagues, that kind of brings me to building communities, right? Because that
Hmm.
is something that you're advocating for in laser tag, and then also what you see in probably outside a lot. You mentioned, said in Australia they have a lot more leagues, and people are
Yeah.
getting together and using it as exercise. We used to have police and military that would sometimes come schedule and train with
Okay.
us. Um,
Cool. Yeah, yeah.
but it wasn't the same, right,
Yeah.
as building a community. But they were training together, and
Hmm.
you're creating something that gets people to start coming back over and over again when you have that community building. And I think that's like one of the biggest opportunities in our industry for laser tag right now. This
Hmm.
this session is called winning the membership game, right?
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, why do you think so many operators are shifting away from relying exclusively on first time guests?
Yeah, and it's I think for me, it's more once you set up that brand trust, and you know that you're going to get a good experience. And every time that you go into a venue, it could be a different experience, but you're still going to get that same customer service. You're going to get that same level of experience.
Sure.
So, especially for the laser tag side of things, I mean, no matter what company it is, most people are just going to do a teams game or a free for all. And then say you had specific nights like Thursday nights or Friday nights that were more orientated to like agents game or a capture the flag game where it took a little bit more explaining. But I'd say that repeat play for people coming back into the venue is just around the customer support side of, well, the customer service side of things, and just having a solid level of experience. Um, and if your venue's hitting those points, then it's you're pretty set to go.
Yeah. Well, how do operators make like that shift towards like a reoccurring membership or having people come back to those nights?
Yeah, so one of the things that I've seen a lot in venues is having an actual membership within the site. So having saved player profiles, having digital memberships, personalized communication for different items, email send outs, all of those ones I think really hit for a guest, and especially if I'm getting a text that says, "Hey, Mitch, like blah blah blah, you've got, I don't know, this many points still in the system." I want to go back and kind of see how much I can beat those points, and if I can
Yeah.
get more points. I'm a big loyalty rewards guy. I use the same gas station, I use the same supermarket, and it comes into play with everything. And especially if the kids are getting that kind of message, if they've got the app on their tablet or different things like that, then they're going to be pushing mum and dad. Can I go back to this venue? Can I go get these points? Can I go get this toy? So yeah, I'd say that's really the biggest thing that I've seen. I know that in North America, that's already really pushing that redemption market, and international's a little bit more. Um, yeah, things around the physicalization and rules and regulations in different places, you can't always do that. But yeah, I mean, memberships is pretty open market since you're not dealing with credit cards. So
Well, so I know one thing that was really important to us back when I was playing all the time. I mean, now I just play with my kids for fun, and I don't
yeah,
even visit the same laser tag place as often as I should. And like probably just because there isn't one very close.
yeah,
If
yeah,
I'm going to one, I've got to go pretty far out, and it's got to be like a whole event, right?
yeah.
But our aliases we used to save back then, like it was super
Right.
important to track that.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
remember what
yeah.
mine is. What was yours? Do you know? Can you say what yours is?
I have no idea. I know that I have one that I've got somewhere on my system, but yeah, I don't play laser tag enough now on my system because I get to work with it every day. I like to use other people's systems and see what's
Yeah,
going on in the industry.
that's
So
fair. That's
yeah,
fair.
it's market knowledge.
Yeah, and you know what? It was funny because I used to know all of the kids by their aliases
Yeah,
that would
yeah,
show up. Yeah, it was
yeah.
fun. This is
You
it's
forget
a
the
good
real
time.
names
This
at some
show's fun
point.
for me because you're like bringing back all these memories.
Yeah.
But the I'm curious, with where you are and what you guys are doing for a lot of operators, how do you see them, increasing revenue per square foot without adding more labor costs? And you've hit on some of that, but I'm curious what your take on that is.
Yeah, and I really think it is just around that automation side because if the like our customers, if they have laser tag already, they've already used that square footage, they've already used that square meterage, and automating things makes you get more games in per hour. So if right now a customer's sitting there and they're getting 3 games in per hour, they've got a bottleneck somewhere, then what I like to do is kind of figure out where that bottleneck is and manage to either shorten their games, see where see how their briefing room, how their vesting room works, and if we are to move things around to get 4 games in an hour, then that's an extra, I don't know, that you're looking at, I'd say an extra $70 an hour, and
Yeah.
over the course of a weekend, that's it adds up quick. So yeah, I think the wireless charging, like self diagnostics of equipment as well, just making sure that the operator can keep up to date on how their equipment's running, knowing that the venue is going to be functioning, say next weekend, just doing a quick check on a Wednesday, seeing what parts they need to either have a look at, what parts need fixed out, and then they're ready to run for the weekend, and they're not losing that $500 worth of revenue from one vest. So
Yeah. Nope. I remember those days.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think things are a little bit easier now. We're not dealing with 16 different types of screws. We're just dealing with a couple captives. So
I love that. I mean, you should
yeah,
have
yeah,
seen our like pack repair room, and we would have guys in there all weekend. That's all they
hmm
could do was just keeping
yeah,
the vest going. So I know that that has improved.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I was looking at one of the first generations of the Delta Strike equipment, and the front sensor was encased in acrylic. And I always looked at it and I thought, that's like, it looks cool. But then when you go to fix it, I just don't really know where the fixing point comes in, because then you've got to take off all the acrylic. And yeah, seeing the equipment now, like from Laser Zone, Laser Force, Laser Blast as well, it has whole gone in that direction of just making it easier for the operators and making it easier for people to fix the equipment, work on the equipment, quicker turnarounds if there is something that goes wrong. So
Yeah.
yeah.
No, that's all fair. Well, so what are some of the KPIs maybe that operators are overlooking when they're looking at the performance of this as an attraction and part of their ecosystem?
I mean, laser tag's one of those ones that is that additional birthday party experience. So I feel like birthday parties is always the one that's looked at first. And then secondly, I would say the repeat visit rate. And if the customer doesn't have, if the operator doesn't have a solid system, I guess, of knowing who is coming into the venue, and sometimes it is difficult to track. Like I know on my end, I'm terrible with my redemption cards. So I always throw them away after one visit and buy another one the next one. So it sometimes is difficult to keep that loyalty and that tracking data. But I would say the ones that I would push at most is seeing how many players are doing 3 games, 2 games per session. I mean, there's a lot of business models that run off that. I don't know, $12 for the first game, and then $8 for the second game, $8 or $6 for the third game, and seeing how many people are looking at that and potentially changing around the numbers and say dropping the first game so that people actually want to do the second game, or seeing if they're doing 1 game and then coming back after they've done 1 game and doing the second game. So I I really think it is all around how the marketing side is run, of if there's a good promo on, or if it looks like there's a good promo on. And especially with marketing, the guest satisfaction reviews that they leave, if it is going to be a review to the laser tag, or if it's going to be a business overall. So yeah, definitely a few points that I always check out before I walk into venues. Just how the online space looks, and if that is something that's pushed. I know some venues they don't, and they do crazy good, but again, it's all word of mouth marketing. So
Well, and I think it is educating people when they come into the facilities, because like there's this one place that I took the kids, and I didn't even know they had laser tag.
yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah,
it was just like off in the corner and wasn't really like there was no signage. There wasn't much to really say that it was there, because it was part of the, it was like an inclusive package, but it was we were probably there a good hour before we realized there was laser tag. I mean,
yeah. Of course,
if
and
I knew it was there, I would have been.
yeah, yeah, and I think that's one of the steps that laser tag has been taking over the last couple of years, introducing the pony walls. So I mean, if you walk into a venue and you see people bowling, you want to bowl. So adding those pony walls into venues and say drop ceilings, so that you're still keeping that light out of the arena, but people would still see each other playing. And Urban Air has done a great job at that with their venues around, because I mean, you see people playing, you see people having fun, and that's instantly the way that you want to go. So
Sure. No, that's cool. That's cool stuff. Well, for operators who maybe still think that laser tag is just like another attraction, what kind of mindset shift do you think they need to be making to unlock its like full potential? Because I know you just mentioned that, and I feel like that's a really big one. But is there anything else?
it's a good question. I feel like there's a lot of operators who hear about what other people are doing. So I got a call the other day from company A, and they said that they saw company B doing this, and they love what they're doing. They want the same game, same everything, but they've got 100 square meters compared to 400 square meters. So I was trying to explain to them, it's like what we're doing is fitting out the venue to what square meters should I have, and how like what the customer and what the guests are actually going to experience in the venue. Because end of the day, if they want 30, 40 targets, they can buy 30 and 40 targets, but it's not going to have the same experience as they are at a 40 or 400 square meter venue. For what they were looking at, it's more a little bit simpler, but still adding in the lighting, still adding in the sound, making the experience really good for the customers instead of overwhelming them with lots of flashing lights and different things like that. So I think it is that knowledge-based side of things at the start of the conversation, and that's why we always do our introduction conversation, just see where they sit, see what venues they like, and then map it out from there instead of doing a cookie cutter laser tag. This is it. So
Yeah, well, and I think that's one thing that I always loved about laser tag is like no two games were
exactly,
ever the same.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
think that's also something that maybe operators should be capitalizing on, yes?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, like doing the rotating game modes, and as I was saying before, the Thursday night sessions where you do have those harder to explain games, and it does take a little bit longer, but you know that you're going to get those customers coming through that like that experience of things instead of just going and playing laser tag with your friends. So
Yeah. Well,
that's yeah.
what's that?
Oh, sorry. No, I mean there's always challenges on every side of changing the business model, and it's always a worry if it's been driving okay numbers and then somebody coming in saying, oh, like you could do this. And yeah, I feel like that is always a worry for people unless they've seen it in person before. But I'm glad that that my customers that I've got, they've trusted me enough to let me do that exploration and do some A/B testing, see what works, and yeah, from what I've heard, it's all going good. So
Well, I think that's a nice part about having support like you, right?
yeah,
Like because you can tell them what's working for other people
exactly.
and help them make
Yeah.
those decisions. And I think right now we're seeing so much in the attractions where people are needing to take more risks with regards to
Mhm.
how their business is uh, just in general with business, right? Because there's so many changes that are happening right now for people.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I love about where laser tag is right now, and this is just my own opinion of it, but I think it's because everything is so yeah, let's talk about AI and everything's on our phones and so easy and
Yeah.
accessible and very easy to just stay home and play video games. One of the things I really love about the laser tag game is one, you can get out with your family and be together, right?
Mhm.
But then two, it gets people out moving. And
Yeah.
it's that's important right now. But then three, people want to have like these experiences with each other.
Yeah.
And like we said, no two games are the same,
Yeah, no,
right?
and everyone likes competition. It's yeah. I mean, if you're
Yeah.
going against your sister or your mom, it's I mean, every time that I've been out anywhere with my mom, whether it's mini golf or anything, I am not leaving with her winning. It's
Yeah. Well, that's why I said I never let my kids win.
yep,
I
yep.
think I got one that might be able to beat me now, but I don't
You'll have to go back to
it
the gym.
hasn't happened yet.
Yeah,
But he's getting close.
that's fair. Yep.
So I'm curious, what creative ideas have you seen? And you've mentioned a few, but is there any other creative ideas that have successfully like encouraged repeat play?
Yeah, so again, I'm just going to loop this back to the membership side where I feel like it is an underutilized option, and it's something that yeah, like I mean, having the player rankings, the unlockable achievements, stats that you have per game, because you walk into a bowling venue, and I mean, I know with some bowling operators now, they have the scoreboards of how you did on the first game and booking. I don't know if this has changed internationally, but in North America, I see it's more hour bookings for bowling instead of you book a game.
Yeah.
Uh, so that was a new thing to me. And for me, when I used to go bowling and other places around the world, it'd usually be booking 2 games, but coming in for the hour sessions, I can get in 3 games and see how my first game was, see how my second game was, and then trying to beat those scores in the third game because those were just warm ups. But yeah, I'd say that ongoing challenges helps create a sense of investment and extends beyond the single visit. So again, just driving people back to the business for that second game or for that second round the following weekend. That's ultimately something that offers something new every time. So
Well, even I'll tell you, like even skating rinks right now.
mhm.
my two of my kids are super into skating.
Yep.
In fact, we're going to do Michael Jackson skate tomorrow night.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah, I'm excited about
Yep.
it. They've hit every one of the Michael
Yep.
Jackson skates. They're like, "Mom, you got to come." And I
Okay.
do skate. I'm not great like I
Yep.
used to be, but I
This is ice skating.
no, like roller skating.
Rollerblading. Okay. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, so we're like roller skating. And
Yep.
but what was interesting to me is this summer they had like the summer card, so they get to go
Mhm.
back every day. It's just $1 for them to get in, and they think that's the greatest thing ever. So I think
Yep.
tomorrow will be like their third night that
Mhm.
they've skated, and they just take an Uber over there. I mean, it's such a different time. I remember when I was a kid, I
Yeah.
had to beg my mom to take me to the roller skating rink or to laser tag,
Yeah.
right? So, it's a different time, but, to your point, that only having to pay $1 has made it so that's like the thing they're doing this summer.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
my daughter actually showed me a video of her roller skating. She's like, "Look how much I've improved," right? And I
Yeah.
think I think that's what people want to see when they're playing laser tag. Are they getting better? Is the
Yeah.
score
Definitely.
changing? You know, I don't know about you, but I always had like strategies on how I was gonna win the game, right? Like,
We can't share the strategies. That's
I'm not sharing those, don't worry.
yeah.
Those are gonna be with me because I don't want anybody to be able to beat me. But
Of course.
and I will say this: I am hoping we do get to play laser tag at some point.
We will. I think IAPA this year. We have a group of people that we usually go with to the Andretti's across the road, and we always have a blast there. So
Yeah, I would love to play. I would. I think it's a great thing for us to do together in the industry is have the experiences. So
exactly. Have you played laser tag at Andretti's before?
I haven't.
No. Okay, perfect. Don't look at the layout before we go, just because I want the upper hand on that. But
Well, listen, dude, I don't play like I used to, so you'll probably beat me anyways if you're in there. I mean, I imagine you're probably in there a lot more than I am.
every night at IAPA, it's fun.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Well, so we're kind of getting to the end of this show, and I just want to make sure that any operator that's listening today gets what they need out of this show. And I'm curious if you wouldn't mind sharing maybe what's one of the biggest mistakes that you see operators make when trying to grow or scale laser tag?
Um, yeah, and there's a few that I walk into that, like, again, it's the simple things. So like the sound, the lighting, that's a really easy improvement to make for the majority. I don't think there's any laser tag system out there that doesn't connect with DMX. So no matter if red team's winning or blue team's winning, you can make the arena turn that color for the children and for, say, corporate events, things like that. So
Yeah.
it's those simple things, but I would also say one of the things that I walk into quite frequently is, oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. I cannot think of that. I've just dropped it. But yeah, I would say it's really the simple things: all the lighting, the sound, the gameplay, the briefing room, having that laid out the right way. I know that briefing rooms have changed quite a lot. Instead of having an individual briefing room and an individual vesting room now, they have been merged just because square footage is limited. So people do want to maximize that square footage. And if you've not got it merged, there's always reasons why it's good to have them separate. But again, it is just that, could you be maximizing that space in different areas? Could you be
Yeah.
putting, say, LED floors, or could you be putting in arcade machines there? It is a ever changing business, and I mean, just going into venues around you that and seeing what people are doing and seeing what items are stacking up quite quickly. Yeah, I'd say there's a lot of things, but that's probably the one thing that's easy to change, simple, good to move forward.
Now, are you seeing like big changes with regards to like the layouts and the design of arenas?
I wouldn't say too much, and that is a question that's come up quite frequently with especially customers in Europe looking to change up their arenas over time. So if they can add a little hinge on the door so that they can close this way and then players can go down a different route. But it's Yeah, I mean, when you're purchasing a laser tag arena, it's you're making that 20-year investment. Like the equipment itself, you're looking at 1 decade, and then arena you're looking at two. So that's a it's not something that you need to change. But I think having those props, having those interactive components inside the arena as well, that players can play against themselves. It's not going in with a big group of friends. And I mean, if you have a group of three people going in, then you're not going to play a teams game, but you just still want the most points. So if you understand that shooting the zombie on the wall or shooting the pirate head is going to get you those points, and you're going to come out with a happier kids, then yeah, it's one of those aspects. But again, depends on game modes, depends on how the operators are running it. So
That's awesome. Well, as we get to the end of this show, I'm just curious, where you see laser tag 5 years from now.
5 years from now is going to be interesting. Interesting is probably the only word I have to it, because seeing the development that's been made not only from laser tag but from all parts of the industry within the last 3 years, I am very interested to see how it goes. I know that we've got a lot on the back end here, and we're thinking up some cool stuff for the next couple IAPAs. But yeah, I'm excited to see what other people bring in as well.
Yeah, that's always my favorite part of IAPA is like,
Yep.
I
New
mean, I'm not
products.
in the business, I'm not in laser tag anymore, but I still go and see what innovations or what things people are coming up with. And it's just been so fun to watch over the years. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
all right, well, we'll have to have that discussion 5 years from now. Like, did it end up going where you thought it was going to go?
Did it end up being interesting? And I think the answer for that is definitely going to be yeah, but
I think it's going to
we'll
be,
do it again.
I think it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
But if Mitchell, anybody watching or listening today would like to get a hold of you or connect with Delta Strike International, what's the best way they can do that?
I think the best way would probably be by the website. Really easy website, and there's a contact button. So from there, you'll get introduced to the local sales rep. We've got a couple in North America. We've got a couple around South America and LATAM, MENA. But if you want to get in touch with me, my face is on the website, so just click on it.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and I have to admit this conversation was a little nostalgic for me. So sorry if that was annoying.
No, no, it's good.
Right? Like I was like taking me way back. I will tell you. So my alias was always the Dragon Lady. So
The
thank you,
Dragon. Okay, at Introduce, we'll get that set up this year.
That's and then I still use it to this day, but when I play, I just don't play as much as I used to. And I do miss that. It was a really
Yep.
good time. I had a really good time. I mean, being an operator of a
Mhm.
laser tag facility, especially standalone, and we had an incredible arena. When you would walk in there, you'd just be like, "Whoa, we're
Of course. Yeah.
Southern
Yeah.
California," and I think
Oh,
they're probably half the size they are of what they were back then when they were standalone.
yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's laser tag is one of the first attractions that I ever managed, but it's also
Mhm.
something that shaped my career. So
Yeah.
thank you for coming on today and sharing what you're doing with laser tag, and then also just your experience and what you do to support operators.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I've thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. It's nice talking to people who understand laser tag and yeah, have a bit more background that I don't have. So
Yeah, well, I appreciate you being here.
all good. Good,
Going
cool.
soon?
So
IAPA London, right?
IAPA London, and then we've got to get laser tag somewhere in IAPA London. So yeah,
All
we'll do
right.
it.
Hey, I'm down.
Awesome.
I might even have a couple of my kids that work in the company with me. So,
Oh, great.
we'll have like a
We'll invite
whole
everyone out.
team. You'll have to
Yeah.
beat.
We'll do that. Delta Strike first year team. That works well.
All right, dude. Well, thank you so much for being here. I'll see you soon.
Awesome. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye. All right. Well, that was a fun conversation, but I just want to make sure that, when we talk about what excites me the most with technology and what's continuing to change with laser tag and what hasn't, it's still about people, right? It's about shared experiences, it's about building community, And the operators who succeed are the ones who give guests a reason to continue to come back, not just for another game, but because they feel like they belong. And I think that's one of the things that I always loved about operating my facility is the people who kept coming back, and the people who were like family, and the people who I got to engage with and play with, and the people that I remember and look back and remember fondly, and the friends that I have, some who are listening and watching today. And I appreciate you guys being here. So before we wrap up, I just want to again thank our sponsor, GateMaster. And at GateMaster, we've always believed that technology should be more than just processing transactions. It should help operators create better guest experiences, build stronger relationships, grow more sustainable businesses. And whether it's laser tag, water parks, family entertainment centers, or attractions around the world, our mission has always remained the same for more than 30 years: to help operators remove friction so they can focus on creating unforgettable experiences. I want to thank everybody for joining us live, and to all of our podcast listeners around the world. And if you enjoyed today's conversation, please be sure to like and subscribe our new YouTube channel. I'm really pushing that hard because we had to create a new YouTube channel recently, and so I need your guys' help to grow that community. So like and subscribe over on YouTube. And if you want to get caught up or have missed an episode, you can see all of those at livewithsondra.com. I'm Sondra Shannon, and this is Live.